Let's move on to our very first story. Obuasi may have become a ghost town when Anglo Gold Ashanti gold mine was put under care and maintenance, or what some may describe as limited shutdown. It was evident of a community's over-reliance on the mining firm to keep residents alive, economically and active. Now, even though the mine has been reopened, it brings to question what will be the alternative livelihood program to sustain the gains to keep the community alive when gold reserves are depleted. In today's business journal, Prince Appiah speaks with stakeholders to understand what options they look up to in addressing the old age challenge.
Beneath the fanfare and excitement at the opening of the Obuasi mine are genuine concerns about economic development of the community after many years of mining. To those who are privy to the new arrangement, there are support interventions. Senior Sustainability Manager of Anglo Gold, Nana Ampofo-Bekwin, gives some details.
Based on the previous stability agreements, we used to give communities 1% of profit after tax at the end of each year. In the new agreement, it is $2 per each ounce of gold produced. So whether the mine makes profit or not, we're still going to put something in the community trust fund to churn out a couple of development projects for the community.
Anglo Gold's development has been aligned to the short to medium term plan of Obuasi municipality. Adansi Bona is municipal chief executive.
We have a plan from 2018 to 2021. They want us to put the two together so that when we are funding these interventions, it's not going to be only the assembly, but Anglo Gold Ashanti would also contribute something to the implementation of these social interventions. So it's a way of building the economy for Obuasi again.
The Ghana Mine Workers Union wants government to utilize mining receipts to create an alternative economy. Prince William Ankwa is chairman.
So really, what it means that government has had a rethink, how mining receipt we use. In other words, even in the past, it was put in the consumer account anyhow. Now we need to go back to the drawing board and say, how do we use mining receipts to the extent that the community development will be a priority. Then you will encourage the businesses here also to partner with you on PPP, so we can attract many other buffer systems.
A local chief, Nano Uswe Chow, for instance, believes jewelry or metal factory is a viable option.
We envisage that there should be a metal industry within this town because we have got the resources. And so if there should be a factory here which will manufacture agricultural implements, I think it will be of benefit to the city.
MC Adansi Bona advises residents to build their capacity to take advantage of potential opportunities.
Those who have not learned any trade must also go and learn something. We should not rely too much on Anglo Gold Ashanti in terms of building our capacities. Let's build our capacities so that when they are recruiting and we have the skills, they can also employ us.
Obuasi Bay Center for Social Impact Studies says it is about time government designed a uniform mining development blueprint for mining communities.
You go around, it's not only in Obuasi, Takwa, Prestia, Kenya, other places. We have horrendous infrastructure. How do we solve this problem? We cannot do that through the normal budgeting process. We need a specific mining development framework where some portion of the mineral wealth that leaves the townships are returned to be used to provide this critical infrastructure.
Until the town is independently industrialized, separate from the mine, the over-reliance on gold will persist and leave residents perpetually prone to internal and external shocks. Prince Appiah reporting.
Great piece there by Prince Appiah, but let's still stay within the Ashanti region because more than 300 players in the digital space in Kumasi have undergone training on new ways of digitization and monetization of the works of digital content producers. Products and Services Manager for telecommunications giant MTN Ghana, Bless Agojo, says it is imperative for digital content producers to leverage the huge subscriber base of the telecoms operator. He spoke with Love Business during the digital music conference held for stakeholders in Kumasi.
The workshop saw over 300 musicians, artists, managers, bloggers and producers attend. Participants were urged to adapt modern trends and capitalize on ways of getting their music to their consumers with a revolution in the distribution of music. Blessed Sefanu Agojo is the senior manager of MTN Ghana Product and Services.
Our main objective is to bring together the artists, managers, producers, as well as the resource within the industry to interconnect and see how we can move music beyond the traditional channel. Digitization is key, and how to distribute this music in alternative channels, which is the digital platform. The second objective, which is key, is also to educate the artists, educate the producers, the managers, and as well as the ecosystem, how to take advantage of the new trend and the technologies that are available.
Mr. Agojo says both producers and consumers can leverage on the huge subscription numbers of MTN to monetize their product.
To be able to get their music across this wide range of subscribers, and also be able to create access for payment. The gap that existed hither to this conference is how consumers will be able to make payment, because in our part of the region or our part of the world, we don't have access to credit cards that you can use to make payment. But with mobile money or airtime, you'll be able to make payment. So this is what we are bringing to consumers as well.
A number of lectures at the conference entreated artists and content producers to understand the business of producing content.
I myself, as an industry player, we know how the world has moved into the digital system. And for someone who has managed artists and is into this music industry, I feel I had to take advantage of this conference so we can monetize the creativity of our artists and the intellectual properties of our creative art industry people.
Yeah, I think it would help financially, because I manage Strongman, and we released his album somewhere in December, and putting it out there has really got him a more wider outlook and more audience as compared to how we used to do, where we just put it out there for people to get it for free. But now it's putting it in our pockets, and then it's helping in how the production and everything goes on, because the money you make online will definitely help you to get to shoot your videos and then do the production.
The conference is scheduled to continue across other parts of the country. Prince Apia reporting.
Now, Ghana could become a significant investment destination for multinationals in the coming months. This is the projection of the managing director of the Ghana Stock Exchange, Kofi Yamwa, on the visit of the president of China, Xi Jinping. Sources say Chinese president is planning an official visit to the country sometime this year to deepen trade ties between the two nations. This is Ebenezer Sabute's report.
The president of the world's second largest economy, China, is expected to visit Ghana for the first time. The visit, according to investors, will have an economic influence which will boost the confidence of international investors that Ghana is the best place to do business in Africa. Over the years, Ghana and China have built bilateral cooperation in many areas, including education, health, trade and development, among others. Managing Director of the Ghana Stock Exchange, Kofi Yamwa, buttresses the fact that the visit of a Chinese president will be a significant boost to the investing public and put Ghana on the growth map.
Certainly, if the leader of the second biggest economy in this world is coming to your country, it brings attraction not only from investors or business people in his own country, but also the attention of the world will be focused for the period that the president will be here. And that means a lot of investor attraction as far as Ghana is concerned. We should leverage on that and possibly maybe sign a number of MOUs as far as that visit is concerned.
What about the fear that the dominance of China in Africa will weaken the local currencies as well as taking Africa back into colonization? Well, senior partner at AB and David Ofosu-Dorte disagrees.
The influence is already there and the baseline has been determined. I don't think anything will change. Rather, I won't call it dominance. I see more China investments. What is important is how we respond to China's investments. That's what is important. And I think we need to do a bit of work on that as Ghanaians.
The historic visit is likely to see the two presidents sign some economic and development partnership agreements. Ebenezer Sabute's report for Joy Business.
All right, so it's the end of the week. It's time now to take a look at how the stock markets in Ghana and elsewhere in Africa fared. Now, Beta Tubika has a weekly review.
Monday, we were actually expecting some equities to lose. We talked about gold, and I said that the offer side was quite more than what we were expecting from the bid side on the stock market. So, and we actually saw gold price go down this week on the stock market. So, before I even come to the top laggards and even the gainers that we had on the exchange, we had a total of over 200,000 shares trading on the market, and it gave us a value of over 478,000. That was as a midweek. But by close of trading session yesterday, we saw that the total volumes of shares that are traded on the market declined. It came down to about 226,279 shares. But the value or the value of the equities that traded yesterday outweighed that of midweek. That was Wednesday. So we had over 600,000 Ghana cedis shares trading yesterday by close of yesterday's trade on the market. Now, as of Wednesday, we had 14 equities participating in trade, and on Thursday we had 13 equities. Wednesday we had 3 gainers and 2 losers, and yesterday we had 2 gainers and 1 loser.
Were there any financial equities?
Yes, we had Cal Bank leading the gainers list by close of midweek, and it added 2.35% to its share price, and we had EcoBank also going up and Societe Generale. So the top 3 gainers on the market, or the 3 gainers that we had, were all financial equities on the stock market. And on the losing front, we had SIC going down. It's actually depreciated by 4.35%, and we had MTN Ghana. It's still losing on the market. The year has not been very positive for MTN. This week it's lost 2 pesos already on the stock market, and by close of midweek it lost 1.3% of its share value. We also saw gold, like I mentioned, coming down by 0.66% by close of day. And
now before you go on, if an equity should gain or lose for the week, is it necessarily an indication that it has lost its performance?
No, let me say that it has to do with the market. I mean, sometimes it has to do, most of the times it has to do with demand and supply. When the offer side, people are ready to sell off, and we have just few buyers in the market, I can decide to drop the price to, let's say, like today as trade is going on, by the time I was leaving the office, there was no offer for it, okay, but the price was, there was no bid for it, but the price was, the current price is 3 Ghana cedis, 3 pesos, and someone is ready to offer at 3 Ghana cedis. You get it? This is the price at which I want to offer. That's the price I want to offer on the market, and it's either you take it or you leave it, unless someone comes in with probably says I want to also offer at 3.02 or also comes below. So it has to do with demand and supply, and what the client at any point in time, when the investor wants to let's say sell off, you can actually tell your broker that I want you to sell off at this particular price, or I want you to buy at this particular price. It's either that price or you don't buy at all, or you don't sell off at all.
What are we looking at next week? What's the outlook? Which equities should investors be looking at?
Well, we are still expecting, okay, by close of day, we are expecting total to go down. Total to go down. It's already gone down by 40 pesos. We just waiting for the closing results to come, and we'll see whether it will go up again or it wouldn't go down. And and we are also looking at gold shedding of some value again on the market. So that's what's been happening, and that's what we expect. But the market is relatively going to be on the low side, next week. Yes, but I'm also expecting the volumes of shares that are traded in MTN to continue to rise. If you check the last 10 trading days, it started with about 5,400 shares trading, and as a close of yesterday, we had 75 shares trading in MTN, and there's been that continuous growth in the number of shares that are traded on daily basis. basis in MTN on the stock market. So that's what's been happening. Let me quickly talk about the major indices on the stock market, the composite index and the financial stock index, which are currently in negatives. It's not in positive, and it's happening with most African countries, but I wouldn't go so much into that. Now, by close of midweek last week and this week, the GSC composite index, it shed 8.05 points, and that was a loss of 0.32%. However, yesterday we saw it going up by 0.53%, and the financial stock index also increased, like on both days, on Wednesday and Thursday. On Wednesday we saw it go up by 0.45%, and then it closed yesterday going up by 1.02%. And if you look at the performance currently, the GSC is recording a week-to-date loss. That should tell you that within a week-on-week basis, the market has lost 1.91%. And if you're looking at a 4-week period, it's recording a loss of 0.92%, and the year-to-date loss is 2.2% for the composite index and 1.42% for the financial stock index. And for a week-on-week period, the financial stock index has also lost 1.89% and lost 0.35% in a 4-week period.
Right now, there were other developments in the week, in the course of the week, on the stock market. The CEO or the managing director of the Ghana Stock Exchange actually briefed the media on the performance, general performance from start of the year till now. Now, it came up that the stock market or the stock exchange is going to pursue Vodafone Ghana to list exactly on the market, and they're actually vouching for it to become a requirement before you acquire
a 4G license.
What's your take on this?
Well, it's a very good initiative, and I totally agree with the managing director of the stock exchange. I mean, it's not bad to, even if Ghanaians already own a certain percentage of the company that is Vodafone, it isn't bad that you actually give them the opportunity to be share, like the general public. I mean, a lot of people wouldn't even know that I'm a shareholder of Vodafone or something, just like we know for MTN. When MTN came on board on the stock market, I mean, it did extremely well. We saw the volumes of shares trading on the market being quite significant. Other markets, we have over millions of shares trading on daily basis, but because we don't have a lot of equities listed on the Ghana Stock Exchange that we can compare to other neighboring countries like the Nigerian Stock Exchange, you don't see that significant volumes of shares trading, and it gives investors that.
And our research analyst from Gold Coast, Beta Tubiga, bringing us up to speed with the performance of the Ghana Stock Exchange, the equities, the losers, the gainers, and so on. And on that note, we wrap up this evening's edition of Business Live. My name is Emmanuel Abuajiri. Thank you very much for being with us throughout the whole week, and do join us again, same time next Monday. Have a good evening.